Kia ora and welcome to SuperZoom video. I am fresh back from Japan and naturally, I had my P1000 with me. I wanted to get some fresh videos and photos for you guys just to prove that this 5-year-old camera still has some life in her. I spent a few days in Hiroshima on this trip and it just happened to coincide with the start of the G7 summit. Now if you aren't sure what the G7 is, fair enough. That is when the most powerful people in the world, or the leaders of the world's largest economies, why not a couple of them, get together and they sit down and they theoretically, potentially, possibly, sometimes talk about things they're going to do to improve life for all of us. Maybe. What this definitely meant is during my visit to Hiroshima, things were a little bit different. The city was on heightened alert, and with 24,000 police on the streets, roads, and waterways, it was pretty clear Japan was not taking any chances. But this isn't what this video is about. In fact, the police in Japan are amazing. It's more like having 1,000 tourist guides to tell you that you've accidentally wandered down the wrong street. They made all of the foolish tourists like myself that decided this was a good time to come here more than comfortable. This video instead will take a look at another group of people that were in town for the exact same reason. The media. Right, so this is where the P1000 comes in. I had seen both local and international media crews in abundance around many of the busier tourist areas, harassing mainly American tourists. I don't know why that was. So I took this opportunity to try and figure out how some of the action shots were going to be taken. You can imagine with such a heavy security presence, they don't have easy access to the leaders. They can't get within cooey of most of these guys. So how were they going to get around this problem? And it turned out to be something that I do quite often. Elevation. The Peace Museum and surrounding memorials were known to be the central point for the G7, and a couple of days out from the start of the summit, the majority of the surrounding rooftops were already set up with cameras. I assume to try and get the money shot of the G7 leaders laying wreaths at the memorial. So this shot here, used widely across media platforms, was likely taken from one of these cameras across the top of the Peace Memorial's walkway. Other cameras scattered around surrounding rooftops would have been used to broadcast live footage of leaders arriving and get images from spots that might be obscured or inaccessible from the ground. I left the city the day the summit started, and I arrived well into preparations, but some of these cameras looked like they might be permanent fixtures and not just TV cameras. And I would have loved to have seen what the area looked like a week later. I am very out of touch with professional cameras. I would not have the first clue. So does anyone know what sort of cameras some of these are? And are they permanent fixtures of the skyline? Let me know in the comment. Let us all know in the comments if you have any insider info at what we might be looking at here. So I thought the whole experience was amazing. It's not something that I'm likely going to see again in my lifetime. We probably don't always appreciate the amount of effort that goes into something like this, something that brings us our news and entertainment. So it was great just to get a fuller picture of how this sort of thing works. Hey, I hope you liked this video. I thought it was something a little bit different to do with the P1000. If you did, leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I am a one-man band. I'm doing it all here. So I feed off your energy. Have a great day. Kakite ano.